All right, welcome to day 25. Before we get started on day 25, make sure to go back and do the sleep on it from yesterday, from day 24. All right, so let's figure out the pelvis now. The bones here are really confusing. There are many ways that artists have tried to break it down. Later, we can try to memorize the nuance of the bones, but to learn to draw the figure, it's best to just simplify it all, okay? I mean, this is a lot to memorize, and we'll never really use it unless we're drawing actual skeletons. Notice how the natural position of the rib cage is leaning back, and the pelvis is always leaning forward. So this is always leaning forward, and this here is always leaning back. Finding a structure that you are comfortable drawing is important in making the pelvis look correct, and it helps tie together all the proportions of the body. Maybe thinking about it like an action figure can help you simplify and visualize your drawing, just like this. And actually, I have a posable action figure right here that is for this purpose of helping artists be able to think about the pelvis. This is a lot more complicated. Anyway, so study some of the ways that artists have broken down the pelvis and how it connects to the rib cage and the legs. The leg bones. This is a popular old method. There's doing a box that's tilted forward and the rib cage tilted back. There's kind of bowl shapes and circle shapes. Just a lot of different ways to think about this. So whatever kind of strikes you as the easiest way to think about it, especially once we've looked at it from all kinds of different angles, is the best way to go for you. Here are the same things, but just from slightly different angles, so you can just see how the boxes are tilted, how all these shapes would tie together. Simplify the pelvis. That's the best way to start working on this. All right, so now that we've turned the page, we're going to try to fill out this little worksheet. It says, use what you've learned previously to fill in the torso and the pelvis that are missing on the body below. Okay? No peeking at the previous page. Okay, so we're going to try to draw the torso structure, okay? Let's just kind of throw in some, well, first let's figure out, this is the crotch line, right? I like the box technique just to throw some shapes in here. I'm just going to try to do some boxes. Oops. Okay. And I'm putting a double line right here on purpose because this box is tilted backwards. Remember? This box is tilted forwards. Like that. You know, this box, I probably should have it a little smaller. Let's just make this box a little lower, okay? And we will make this box a little smaller. Leg structures to it. Like that. Now that is our basic structure, okay? Remember, we can have that rib cage. I probably tilted that up a little bit too much. And you know, you can add on all these little details. Here's our spine, how it connects. Or we can think about it in like this shape. Whichever way you want to do this. And then on the second one here, it says below it, now draw the torso and pelvis while referencing the previous pages. You'll have to flip back and forth if you're looking at the book. I'm going to do this one here on the far left. So we're just going to do the circle, the egg, and then this one's kind of interesting. I really like this one, but it's a lot harder for me to wrap my head around. I need to practice it a lot more than just the box. But there's this kind of neat curve shape here. Then you have these knobs. These are like discs placed through this, let's say, wire, curved wire. And then this connects to the body. You have that rib cage still. And this part goes to the back. You know, this is the spine. So you have the front and the back. But this here shape is real interesting because then these are the bones. These are where the bones connect. And it kind of looks a little knock-kneed. But once you realize that these pieces right here are bones that actually you can see sticking out of the sides of the body, and this here as well. So this disc probably should be a little bit bigger and more tilted. And so this sticks out, this, this. You know, so you stretch some skin over there, and suddenly you have the structure underneath. This might be a little bit too little. Okay, so that is the structure underneath. One way to think about the structure, find the one that works best for you. That is the goal of this lesson. So the reason this lesson is kind of short is because I almost think it's good to fill up a blank piece of paper with practicing what you saw on this page. Try to figure out what works best for you. This is hard to figure out unless you actually do it, and do it from a couple different angles. These are slightly rotated, and these are a little bit more front on. Practice it a couple different ways, and see which one works best for you, for your brain. Every artist has a different way that helps them draw this stuff. So there you go. That's your assignment for today. See you tomorrow.